Greetings. Hello, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube fam. Welcome to another episode of Karima Show and Tell. Let me start back over. Greetings. Hello, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube fam. Welcome to Karima Show and Tell, episode 87, y'all. We up at episode 87. The episode is called "What Have You Learned About Yourself from the Pain of Your Youth?" I started thinking about this basically the things that I've learned. And I thought this would be a great topic for a show. It's not really depressing. It's just real lessons that you learn, real stuff. Um, Also, we're going to go over the last 10 episodes that we've done and the topics we've done on them, right? I'm still waiting on the guests, but hey, I just want to recap because I know a lot of people missed a lot of bomb topics. So the topics for tonight, right, once the guests come on, right, is things you've learned about yourself from the pain of your youth. And also, we're going to talk about Delta COVID-19. We're going to talk about that and the impact it's having on the community and this how we're going to deal with it now. Because the thing, the first episode, that first COVID was like crazy. Then we got a variant of that, and it's like, when is it going to end? I know that's what everybody's thinking. When is it going to end? Or when are we going to get back to normal? Or when are we going to get some kind of control over the situation and not just, rolling with the punches? Pretty soon you're gonna be on the you'll be on the deck. So yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about today. On today's show, it's gonna be, hopefully everybody shows up, but we got Chico that should show up. We got Chocolate Chuck, everybody know Charles, Chocolate Chuck, and we got Anthony Gonzalez. So if they show up, it's going to be dope to talk about those topics. It's definitely going to be dope to talk about those topics. But if they don't show up, we're just going to do a recap of all the topics. Okay, so we're going to start that off right now. Okay, so let me pull the files up real quick so I can give you a lowdown on what we talked about. Let me pull this camera down a little bit. Okay, cool. Okay, so topics we've talked about, and boy, did we talk about a lot of topics. So episode 77, okay? We'll start with 77, we're gonna go to 87. Episode 77, that was beginning of January 28th. It's like, let me reintroduce myself because we've been off air for about a year. A lot of things were going on during that period of time. My father passed away, my uncle passed away, COVID happened, the riots. It was a lot of crazy things that were going on just in my personal life and also just the world. And I know a lot of people was like, yeah, why weren't you on? I was like, I deal with real stuff, I'm not a cartoon character. This is not just for the fanfare. This is like, I'm really trying to connect and share. So on that first episode of the season, we talked about the coronavirus. Has it changed many things? And what are we going to be focusing on? And like, are we going to focus more on, because coronavirus is so crazy and so impactful? Let me start the whole thing back over. Sorry. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to Greetings, y'all. How y'all doing? This is Karim from Karim Show and Tell. Welcome, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube fans. How y'all doing out there? I hope everything is great. And sorry about this COVID Delta virus, man. It's hitting us again. Like, COVID is not going away. So definitely want to thank everybody for tuning in and checking out the show. So we on episode 87. We're going to wait for the guests, but in the time that we're waiting for the guests, we're going to recap the 10 episodes, because we're on episode 10 of this season. So I just want to give everybody lock everybody in on what we've been talking about. And, it's just been a crazy, crazy year. And I get it. I so get it that I thought 2020 was going to be a horrible year and 21 we're going to bounce back, but it's like we still got remnants of 2020. So on episode 1, we talked about the coronavirus. Has it changed many things? And we focused on like talking about family and friends, and me myself, I got closer to my family, but a lot of my friends, I kind of like, because I was trying to connect with my mom and making sure my mom is safe, I had to like, not thin out, for lack of better words, thin out to her. I just couldn't connect with a lot of people because I was just worried about sharing it with my family and my mom, of course, and just, you know, not being responsible for my person and end up getting sick. So I was really worried about everybody. I was like, and also I don't want to spread it to my friends either. So that was episode 1 of the season, episode 77. And the second topic we talked about was lactose intolerant. We know what that is. We do it every season. That is, what is something that you will not tolerate in 2021? Basically, I'm lactose intolerant, meaning that I can't have milk. And I'm thinking certain things are just so whack that you got to be intolerant of it. So that's lactose intolerant. So we talked about that. Another topic, another episode. Let me see, what episode we on? 80, no, 70, 77. Then we on 78. On 78, it was called 2021, New Season, New Thinking. And on that, we talked about what can we expect in 2021. I think the whole episode was about what can we expect. Also, we talked about Black History Month and what does it mean to you, and how do you actually apply Black History Month to your life. Like, the thing is, I feel like in Black History Month, I have to be a lot more patient with people. Like, make sure that I'm just patient with my own kind, my own folks, and just give us room to be and breathe. I think we all need to do that. Just be patient with each other, especially on in Black History Month. Just like, I think that's the best gift we can give each other. Episode 79, that was Women's Month 2021, Inspire and Aspire. That was March the 11th. We talked about Women's History Month. What does it mean to you? We talked about 2020 again. Things were shutting down. What do we expect in 2021 to be different? Also, we talked about basic tips and habits do you find are important to be successful in 2021? And I would say just be kind to yourself. That's the best thing. That's the best thing I can ever tell anybody. Just be very kind to yourself. Then we went on episode 80? 80, yeah, episode 80. And that was respect and disrespect. Let's discuss. Topics were Sarah Lena video, things women don't do when they respect their men. Sarah Lena was so enlightening and really just interesting, an interesting video. And I was like, that's something different, and that's some ratchet shit. And my show was about talking about poetry, politics, ratchetness, relationships, trending topics, everything, realities of LA. And I was like, that's some ratchet shit, but it's some deep shit. And I thought that it was necessary. Then we talked about the Derek Jackson apology to his wife about him cheating. And a lot of people, like me, myself, I was just like, you can't be beating other men down and then do your own tomfoolery. You can't do that. You can't be like, oh, men are horrible, men are doing this, but yet at the same time, you're doing that plus more. You just as worse as the man that's doing it. You're worse than that, because the thing is, you are absolutely aware of what you're doing, and absolutely know your platform, and then you let your woman just go along with it. Money must corrupt a lot of things, and I just didn't think that Derek Jackson would do that and be that corrupt, because he wanted his brand out there. Me, I'm Karima J. Spear, aka K2. I'm a writer. My brand is my brand. This is me. This is me. This is the very transparent, very raw version of me. And the thing is, everything I say, I absolutely mean. Everything I say, I absolutely accept in myself. So I'm not going to talk ratchet or crazy unless I really believe that ratchet is crazy. But Derek Jackson, you wrong, man. You so super wrong for that apology, and you wrong for not making smarter moves with your brand, and not really being you wasn't good to yourself. That's what I'll say. You just wasn't good to yourself. Let me see, episode 81. How do I control my anxiety? Because I think we all suffer from anxiety, and we all like are really like dealing with real stuff, and it's difficult. It's difficult out there. I get it. I understand. And like I said, we got to be a lot more patient with ourselves. So the topic of that show was how do I control my anxiety? Is it through medication, talk therapies, exercise, or a mixture of everything? Do I take mental health days? That's what we talked about. What is the best way to improve our mental well-being? And then we went through and gave some tips. It was a really good show. It was a very good show. And I pride myself in trying to actually give us some really solid, good content, original content. I don't try to copy what's out there. I don't try to do the most trending of topics. I don't try to, win over the crowd by just trying to be the first one, the first, high explosive thought in my head to say. I just try to keep it my 100, okay? I would say my 100. Other people's 100 is different than them. But my content is truthful and absolutely unadulterated, like fact. No fiction, just really, this is what we talk about. I'm not holding back or nothing like that. Anyway, episode 82 was celebrating Earth Day and the ripple effect the verdict is having on our community. So we talked about two different things. We talked about Earth Day, right? Because the thing is, we got to take care of this Earth, y'all. We really got to take care of the Earth, and we can't just, we can't just treat it with any kind of way because it's only one of them. And they may say they got other planets, the Goldilocks ring in certain sections of the universe, but we only got one Earth, and we got to take care of our mother, Earth. So, and then we talked about the verdict. Okay, so we talked about the verdict of Derek Chauvin. I think his name was Chauvin. I think I said his name wrong, but anyway, we talked about the verdict of him like killing an innocent Black man, and how that does that affect us in the community, and are we do we feel safer? That's basically what that topic, that show was, and it was a very good show. And let me see, what's the episode 83. We talked about things are reopening in LA. That's when things reopening. That was May the 6th. May the 6th, things started reopening again. Things are reopening, and how do we deal with it? So everything, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, they reopened and they closed again, and it's like, you just starting to get your summer fun and your summer hot body together. You're like, okay, cool. We're gonna get it in, go to the gym, and then it shuts down. So I mean, I'm like everyone out there. I can't wait till this just ends. Then we talked about what do people need to know if you decide to move to LA, because we talked about housing, work, social, and definitely was I told the guests to pick one, but we really got into it. Like, if you want to move to LA, right, have your budget together. That's one. Two, know where you're going to live. Have some kind of housing set up, right? Okay. I actually came here for a job assignment, got a house, and then moved in the house a month later. So did that. Also, where are you going to work at? So you got to have your money, a budget, some kind of budget starting out, so you can maintain while you try to figure everything out, a place to stay, and a job, at least to get a job. So you have something to do in the meantime as you're trying to get things together. You got to have those three things in place. If you don't have a job, you got to have a whole heap of cash on you, because the thing is, this place is expensive. Okay, this place is very expensive, and there's no reason to be playing with your life here, because the thing is, this is the wealth capital of the United States. A lot of people know that, but also people don't realize that this is also the poverty capital of the United States. So that being said, because it's the poverty capital of the United States, homeless people ain't no joke here. It's like, yeah, the weather's nice so you can live outside, but do you really want to live outside? It's difficult for people to live here, because it's so expensive. And one little dumb mistake of not planning ahead, you have a chance to be homeless. I've had roommates that, you know, they had their stuff together. They end up becoming homeless. And I tried to tell them about, you know, once you get some welfare stamps or something like that, just to keep yourself together because you did work here. And the guy was like, I talked to him, he was like, I don't do that. I was like, you crazy. You absolutely crazy, because I'm not built like that. Like, I take help when I can. I survive how I can. I don't apologize. And it's very important that you take this serious. Yeah, you want to live your dream, you want to build your life, you want to get things done. But the reality is, I mean, you want that dream. But the thing is, it could turn into a nightmare if you're not prepared. So I would say currently, you got to have this real talk. This is July the 29th, 2021. I would say honestly, you need $25,000 to hold you down for at least shit. I mean, out of all the things trying to find work, that's gonna hold you down for like 3 months or 4 months. I mean, comfortably, like $25,000, or even more, depending on where you go. If you try to live ballerific, you'll need more. I would say $25,000, and at least, because rent is like, I think rent right now for a single bedroom is about maybe 1,800, yeah, 1,800, but between 15 to 18 right now for one bedroom. And so I'm like, you need at least 20,000, 25,000 just to cushion you while you try to make moves, work on your industry stuff, work on your job stuff, work on like how you're going to feed yourself, how you going to clothe yourself, your cell. I mean, that's part of your cell phone. You need your communication. It's a lot of things that you got to have in place. So I know it sounds like, oh wow, $25,000. What are you trying to do? Like, I'm telling you, you need cushion. Cushion. The more cushion you got, the more time you got to figure things out and really get it the way you would like it to be. On to episode 84. Episode 84, we talked about, that was June the 10th. Things are reopening LA, and how do you deal with it all? We did it again. What else? We talked about on that episode, has PC culture made you more aware, or has it overwhelmed your empathy? The PC culture being trying to be politically correct. Like, you want to care, but the thing is, there's so many things coming at you all over the place. Say you need to care about this, you need to care about marching down, you need to care about Black Lives Matter, you need to care about, there's so many issues. You need to care about education of children, you need to care about home. There's so many things coming at you, and you're like, and you trying to, at the same time, you're trying to be a good person, but you really can't care about everything. So yeah, I got you. Okay. Hello, who's there? Who's that? Charles, you there? Charles, are you there? I don't see you. Okay, but yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's really crazy that basically that. Hey Charles, what's going on? Can you see me? Can I hear you? Hey Charles, you there? Charles? You frozen. Hello, Charles?
What up, man? You see me? You got me?
Yeah, I got you. You're the only person that showed up. So what I've been doing is I've been going over the topics of the season, of basically the whole entire season. It's 10 episodes. So I wanted I was talking about, you were on the show for the PC culture one, right? Has PC culture made you more aware, or has it overwhelmed you? And I was just telling the people, that yeah, I mean, things are overwhelming you. And so you want to care, but at the same time, you don't have the space to care about every little thing. And then we talked about
Right.
on episode 84, we talked about does your personal success improve friendships? And that was a mixed bag right there, because some people say, yeah, it does. Some people say it doesn't. And let me see, what episode are we on? We almost coming to that episode 80, we're episode 85. So I'm gonna speed through it real quick, okay? 85.
All right.
Episode 85, California reopening. What do we do now? We talked about California reopening 4 times in this season, because I think that's the most paramount of all things. And so we talked about that and almost died moments, which I think are hilarious. And Charles had some crazy almost died moments, and I didn't know it was gonna get that deep, honestly, on the show. I really didn't think, oh yeah, we want almost die moment was gonna be deep. But and then we talked about on episode 86, have you ever had relationship envy? Because I realized that I do sometimes. I don't have a problem with telling that truth. Like sometimes you see a couple, old couple you feel jealous about. Sometimes you see a young couple, they having a great time, all cuddle up, and you could look at that fine young relationship and you're happy new one, and you're like, wow, I remember when, and so you get a little bit relationship envy. And top 3 things I love about LA, we talked about that. And now we're coming to today's episode 87, and that is, no, wait, I went the wrong button. Episode 87 is what have you learned about yourself in the pain of your youth? And I know that sounds dark. I mean, I may have came out wrong, but the heart was in the right place. So and also we're going to talk about the resurgence of the COVID virus. Now it's called Delta. It sounds like a horror movie, honestly, like the Delta version, So Charles, I guess I'll start since I thought of the crazy dark topic. What have you learned about yourself from the pain of your youth that I wish I could go talk to that young version? That's how I wish I could go talk to that young person and say to him, stop caring about everybody. Just stop it. Because as a youth, you're trained to care about everything, care about every little thing. And then before you know it, you realize too late that the other people didn't really care about you.
Right.
That was something that you tell your children, but that's not something that you would tell a young adult or an adult. Also, I learned that be kind to myself. That's what I learned. You got to be kind to yourself. I was taking myself too damn serious.
Mm-hmm.
So how about you, Charles? What's a couple lessons you learned about all your stuff?
Probably, yeah, not to be so hard on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of, I wish I could go back to my younger self and tell me to do certain things that I wish I would have done, just in dealing, especially with relationships, but I think all that's kind of supposed to happen to you. You're kind of supposed to look back and say, I wish I would have told my younger self this, because to be able to say that means you learned something.
Okay.
If you can say you can't tell your younger self anything, you ain't learned shit. You still in the same place you were, making the same damn mistakes and thinking that shit's cool or stuff like that. I would probably touch a lot on racism. From my earliest known run-ins with racism, I remember someone spray painted on the sidewalk back of bus, and I think that's my earliest memories of racism. I didn't know what it meant, of course, at the time. I think my parents explained it to me, but I think I might have had an idea. I think I maybe was in my, I was a preteen when it happened. And then there was a situation when the cops pulled up on me and my buddy. We were playing catch, just football. I mean, they're throwing the baseball around. So I kind of, being black, you kind of get hit with racism early.
Yeah, you do.
So when you say, well, what brought you through that pain, you kind of just, as you gain knowledge of self and then knowledge of your surroundings, it's supposed to either going to break you down, it's going to build you up, and sometimes both. And it's okay if you get broken down. And you kind of look at the world differently. My outlook in high school was like, hey, everybody's cool. Then I got to college, and it wasn't that many black people on campus.
Okay.
So then you start, grouping up with the few blacks, and then you get a little more militant, and then you kind of look at the world differently because now you're in your formative stage of life where it's like, okay, this is some bullshit that I'm about to go through with all these white folk doing this shit to us. You pick up on that. Some people got picked up on it in high school. I didn't. I was like, since I played sports and I was kind of like the funny guy. Like most of the races were cool with me, so I didn't have any problems like that. But then you start learning shit when you get to college. You're like, damn, they fucked us up like that. Then you start going, wow, okay, So, and then there was a time in my life when I was really super duper militant, and I stopped celebrating Thanksgiving. People be like, oh, you coming for Thanksgiving? Like, hell no, I ain't celebrating that fucked up ass holiday. They're like, wow, where'd that come from? I was like, yeah, you better read a book, motherfucker. And then I'd go get a burger from someplace and shit. And just to spite them and show them I'm eating a hamburger and just, But then you realize, man, it's hard to carry around that kind of anger, man. And that kind of it weighs on you after a while. Then you just kind of realize, okay, there's some shitty people in this world and some cool people in this world on all sides, from all walks of life. And that's where you got to really take with you and say, you know what, man, there are a lot of fucked up people, but it's not, everyone's not fucked up. Once you figure that out, or not figure that out, but learn that and believe that, it'll alleviate a lot of that shit of being the black middle. You can still be pro-black, but it's okay to be pro-black. It's just when you become anti-everybody else, it's where you start having the problem. So because there's some black folk that'll fuck you over. So we can't sit and just celebrate blackness without realizing there's some black cats that won't be dead. If I walk down the wrong street or say the wrong thing to somebody, so when you kind of go through that with the trauma, it was a little bit with that with the back of the bus, and I remember someone driving by a car and yelling out nigger, and all stuff like that. But other than that, man, really, I would think for a lot of black men, especially, stuff that happened to them, younger with run-ins with racism.
Yeah, like I mean, I had some run-ins. I got a story. Like I used to run a poetry venue in Baltimore City with my cousin. We found a location. It was a good dope location, and I was like telling the guy like we're gonna make this. He was like, I said it's just gonna be a dope poetry spot, and he was like, yeah, I need it to be multicultural, right? And I was like, yeah, it's gonna be multicultural. It's gonna be black people, everything, right? And then I realized, right, from that event, that moment in time, that when they say multiculturalism, they don't mean black. They mean everything else other than black. I learned that lesson. Like, so when people say, oh, multiculturalism, they don't mean black because they don't think black people got culture. So I was like, aha, wow. That's a little trick of the mind. Like that pain was like, but it made me aware of things. And then another time with the pain of it, it's like I was with my father, right? And that you've seen this in movies. That moment where you want to talk to your father about what career you want to follow, that you want to do. And I talked to my father. We went to he went to like a little plaza to get some cigarettes, right? And we went in one way, right? And then it's a plaza on that has two entrances. And then we was leaving, right? And I was like, I finally manned up to tell my father, like, I'm thinking this is my career. I'm thinking about doing, right? And it's that age where your innocence is it's all over you, and you just trying to be serious. You try to be treated like a man, not like a boy, right? And I turned to him. I was like, Dad, I'm thinking about being a police officer, right? I was thinking about that being a good career for me. In the moment, that very, very moment, right, like a badass movie, right? Why did the cops pull us over, gunpoint, drag my father out the car, right? It was asking my father, why was he in that plaza? And the thing is, my father just went to go get some cigarettes. He wasn't even in that plaza that long. He went in one way and they came out another way. And I was just about to tell my father, I wanted to be a police officer. Next thing I know, I got a gun in my face from a police officer. And I was like, fuck that shit. I ain't never gonna do that. That was that was such a, I mean, and I was real sincerely thinking about, oh yeah, I mean, because I had law enforcement law enforcement in my family, but that moment just shattered everything. Like, fuck that. I'm like, I'm trying to have a heart to heart, that great moment in that movie about what you want to be as a grown man. And the same people I'm trying to be is the same people that just pulled us over, got a gun in my face. And I was just like,
right.
And he told me to stay in the car, and took my father out, patted him down, and then afterwards let him go. So I was like, thanks God. That was fucking hilarious, because I wasn't expecting to be talking about what I wanted to be at the same time getting jacked like that. I mean, this derailed the whole idea.
Right.
Pain will wake you up. Pain will definitely wake you up to what's going on. And
hell yeah.
I mean, love is wonderful, but you kind of forget the love doesn't have a sting to it. Pain does. And you go, oh, don't do that. Don't put my hand on the stove. The stove is hot.
Right.
So I would say but at the same time, it will make you a lot more mature, because the thing is like, not in just country, other countries, kids are going to fucking war. And it's like, they wake them up real fast. Don't be asking about no goddamn Pokemon when you know next week you're about to go to war. Like, so I mean, that's what I've learned. Anything else you learned?
Right.
Charles, anything else you learned from the pain of youth, or things that that just stick out far as like things that made you great in your youth? I remember a story.
You said what?
I remember a story you told me. Like you said it a couple of times. He said, "Don't fear nothing that bleeds." I remember you told me that story with your father.
Oh yeah, don't fear nothing that could die.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't fear nothing that could die. I mean, when he told me that, man, it changed my whole world. I was 15. I remember that. I was like, yo, I like that. And then I was like, okay, I ain't afraid of, I mean, I'll be scared of some moments, but I won't be feared no man like that. Like, nah, dog. I said, if you can be put in the dirt, then I ain't scared of you. So yeah, that was one of the best things I learned. And yeah.
I mean, my father said, my father is a street dude, right? And he took me outside one day, because the thing is, I was always like in the house, like always writing, because I was like, this place out here crazy. I need to stay in my head and write shit. Like, that's my safe place, writing. And he was like, he took me outside, right? And he took me in the middle of the intersection of like Tivoli and Chilton Street, right? And he said, see, this is how it is. And I was like, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck what you saying. Fuck all that. and it just, I was like, you can't tell me that this is the only reality that's out there. That's what I told him. You can't tell me that. And then I learned that a lot of people think, okay, what you experience right now is truth, or the only reality that's real, only thing that's real. The reality is, there's many versions of reality. You just got to put yourself in a place that suits you. So, like, I've never been a hood dude. I mean, a regular hood dude. So I'm like, I just got to find a place that's not hood, like I grew up in, and find a place that matches what my ambitions are and stuff like that. And I tell people that, and they just got to, like, I don't think they get it. Like, you don't have to suffer. You don't have to deal with nothing. You can always restart someplace else, because there's other places that won't treat you badly. You got to find the right people, the right community that you click with, and so I mean, that's what I learned. So you want to go to the next topic real quick, or you want to get, you got some more stuff to share?
You can go to the next topic. It's cool.
Okay, so the resurgence of COVID virus, the Delta strand, the Delta variant. What do we do now? I say we we mask up as always, and be aware. Be damn aware. I know it's summertime and the breeze is wonderful and you want to go out, but you got to be aware of your circumstances, because now this new variant is like, let me see, let me get my research up. This new variant is like, it's more contagious than the other one. You can get it more faster.
Right.
You know, you can get it faster. It says it spread, and it has spread to at least 85 countries, according to the World Health Organization. And it basically, and then it has mutated more in India. Another version of it has mutated. It's like the X-Men, man. It's like crazy, man. The
What's that, the Lambda?
Lambda, yeah, it's like, you know, and I'm like, now it's like you can't travel again. And I'm thinking, is this the new regular? What's your thoughts? You think like this new COVID is just a new how it is?
Well, I mean, I don't see it slowing down. I mean, I see it slowing down, but I don't see it like being eradicated. And mainly because people just don't want to get vaccinated. And people, and a lot of times people want to get vaccinated, but they don't have access to it. Like these certain third world countries, man, they just don't have access to the vaccines like, you know, we do in the United States and, you know, more developed countries. So it's gonna be a bunch of things as to why it sticks around, man. And like I said, you know, no virus devolves; it just keeps evolving.
Yes.
So you know, once it gets used to a certain medicine hitting it, it's like I'm gonna find a way to mutate so the next version, so the last version of the medication won't do much. I I just don't see it going anywhere anytime soon, man. The people just, you know, they're the skeptics who don't think, you know, it's working, the vaccines and the side effects and stuff like that, man. The disinformation that's being spread. So, I mean, I say another 10 years, man. I mean, I don't know what normalcy is going to look like in by next year. You know, I don't know, man. I think once the FDA officially approves, you know, the vaccines, but see, the longer they take to approve them, you know, I think the more it makes people skeptical about, you know, the efficacy and the safetyness of it. Had they just approved it, you know, maybe back in like December, January, I think we'd be past a lot of this stuff right now.
I mean, because the thing is, first it was like it was taking forever to create it, and people were like, okay, that's the norm, and then they rushed it, and people were like, nah, that's just vodka in the bottle. I don't think that's going to really
right. And that's the misnomer about the vaccine, man. They had been working on a vaccine for the other coronaviruses. So there was a base vaccine, so to speak, that they were working from when they came up with this.
Yeah.
Because people think coronavirus is the first one. You know, well, there's many different viruses in the coronavirus category.
Yeah.
We call this one, you know, the COVID, so it's part of coronavirus, you know, and so people think they rushed it. Well,
like this is COVID.
So what?
This is COVID-19. It's the 19th version of it. That's what people ain't getting. It's the 19th.
No, a lot of people think the 19 means the 19th version. You know what the 19 means?
What it means?
2019. 2019.
2019 when it was
no, that's what. Yeah, this version. The COVID version is the 2019 of the coronavirus.
Okay.
So it's not the 19th one. It's the one that came out in 2019. So that's why they might be calling a new one like 2020 or 2021. They might call one of these coming up 20 or 2021. So, but they've been working on, again, a vaccine for SARS and, you know, bird flu, all that stuff. So, and then it kind of got pushed through all the bureaucracy, because normally a lot of this shit takes so long just because of red tape. People just don't push the shit through because you got to go fight for all this red tape. So it's not that shocking that it was developed so quickly, and it's got a semi-approval, so to speak, so fast. It's just that people are used to shit taking a long time.
Okay.
You know, and we just go, they rushed this through. Well, no, the FDA rushed getting it certified and go through all that faster because we need to have it out faster.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it said it was identified in October of 2020. So I mean, but I was like, okay, so what's the difference? What's the difference if that one was recognized in 2020 and we had COVID, the COVID-19, what made it different?
Why is it the new one called the 2020 or 2021?
Yeah, what? Yeah.
I heard that they might start labeling it this new one 2020 So I don't know. I don't think that. I think they want to go against that because they don't want to scare people. Like, well, damn, 2021, they're gonna give one in 2022. I think that might be the reasoning, or they might just surprise us and be like, okay, now we're dealing with COVID 2020, or 2021.
Because I'm curious to
So
know how they naming things, because I'm like, we're going to the Greek alphabet, so it's less fearful. It only it's only going to scare the Greeks. What? That's what I got.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know where the Delta variant came.
You know,
But here we are, man. We still stuck in this shit, and
and they, and
only
they,
way we gonna get out is if we vaccine our way out.
yeah, definitely. And they said that the symptoms are basically the same: fever, dry cough, shortness of breath, temporary loss of smell, flu-like respiratory, digestive problems, muscle aches, and fatigue. That's
Right.
sound like the flu. That's what that sound like. Sound like just a flu.
Yeah.
And people are dying off the flu too. So, I mean, it's
this was deadlier though, man, because it's more communicable, and like I said, a lot of people they said like over 98% of the people dying from it and being hospitalized from it are unvaccinated. So it's like I'd rather take my chance with the vaccine than with this disease that could just pop up. Like this one dude, I don't know if you heard about the one guy, but he said he had posted, I got 99 problems, but a vaccine ain't one, or a vax ain't one. And he belonged to this church and stuff, so he was laughing at the vaccine and everything. Then his ass caught it.
ooh.
And he was like, yo, man, can you all pray for me and blah, blah, blah. Then, like, about a week after he caught it, he died.
Ooh.
It was a wrap for him.
I know, because
right.
I think people are thinking the equivalent of the cold. Like the cold, you catch a cold and you go, okay, let me take some pills real quick and I'm gonna be better.
Right.
This is like once you got it, like you're supposed to put all the walls up before the damn thing jumps into your house. It's like, and a lot of people are like thinking it's like a cold, like you gotta prep your body. You got to put your army in place before it comes to invade. Not, oh, it's invaded.
Right.
We put this army together. And I think that's what people are not getting. They're like, well, it's just a cold. It's not a cold. I don't know too many people that die from a cold.
Thing is real.
Yeah. So you said you was talking about how contagious it is. Like how contagious is it?
Well, one thing we know for sure is more contagious than the previous version of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what scares everybody. And not only is it more contagious, it ends up being more, I won't say deadlier, but I guess for lack of a better term, deadlier because it's hitting people so hard, especially people who are unvaccinated. We got a lot of vaccine, breakthroughs from this, that infected people who had the vaccine. But people don't realize the vaccine is not 100%. It's just going to keep you from, going to the hospital and having severe symptoms and possibly dying.
Yeah.
So, I just don't know, man. If they say we only got 49% of the United States vaccinated, it's less than half, man. We in trouble. They said we need to be 70, 75, 80% for us to kind of beat this thing. And I don't see that happening within the next year easily. Like I said, if this gets officially approved by the FDA, I think it might change a little bit, maybe 20%, but it's still going to be a lot to get to, man. And by then, we might have another version or two other versions.
Yeah, I was reading that there's researchers in China that reported that in July that people infected with the Delta variant had about 1,000 times more viral particles.
Yeah.
In their respiratory system. So if you got it, you can spread it even fast. It's like a wildfire. You can catch it easier. I'm like, I mean, that's a.
If that don't scare you to where you say, okay, let me go get the vaccine. Everybody else is, of course, people are having problems with the vaccine, but that's with every medication you ever take. That's why there's always a warning on every damn drug you've ever taken over the counter or prescribed. There's always a warning because there are side effects to every single drug you've ever taken, even Tylenol. And like I said, 150 people every year die from Tylenol, but that shit's still on the shelf. So they'll take that loss compared to all the people it helps.
Yeah.
And even with the vaccine, yes, there's a risk that you might have, a bad reaction to it. There's a risk you might die from this shit. But I'd rather take that risk than take the risk of catching this shit and getting the ICU and you can't breathe and you lose your taste and you on oxygen, and in the long term effects, people aren't talking about. Some of these people still have problems with their lungs and breathing and shit like that, and this is like a year after, so.
And I want to let everybody out there know we're not doing any public service announcement. No one's getting paid to talk about this or illustrate. There's no money exchange right here. It's real talk. I have a friend, right? A friend that I work with, right? And like she basically she's one of them real lively shit talking women, like this fun to be around. She don't take no shit. She just say her truth. She caught the vibe, right? And now, like it fucked her lungs up, and now it aged her liver to the point that she has cirrhosis of the liver. Like she an alcoholic. Now she can't even drink anything except water. You can't even drink soda because your liver's that fucked up trying to fight. And now you got the old person's liver. And I'm like, and this is from the COVID thing. And I'm trying to tell people like, this shit for real. I mean, and my truth is I got the shot not for my own health. I did not get the shot for my own health. I didn't get the shot for an applause. I got the shot because I didn't want to spread it to my mom. I didn't want to spread it to the elders that I'm responsible for. I didn't want they to die because I'm a selfish motherfucker and don't care about like, because the thing is I still got to work. I still got to come in contact with the people I got to come in contact with because ain't nobody paying for my shit. But I that's why I did it. But again, y'all, this is no public service announcement. It's just some real shit, some real truth. So my question is to you: will the existing vaccines work against the variant? What's your thoughts on that? Because they say it will.
So far it's working. As far as keeping people who are vaccinated out of the hospital and keeping them from, if they do get a breakthrough infection from the virus, it'll keep them from having severe symptoms for the most part. So yeah, in a sense, yeah, it's working. I mean, if they could come up with a vaccine where it's 100% effective, then yeah, but that's just not going to happen. And I don't see it happening anytime soon. Even with the different variant, even if it evolves into something else or mutates into something else, I still think they're going to be, it's the best thing. It's again, someone pointed out to me, parachutes don't always work. But if I'm jumping out of a plane, I at least want to have one just in case it does. You feel me? So that's where I'm at with the whole logic of this shit.
Jump out planes now. You're scaring everybody.
Right, exactly. It's like, hold up, man.
So can I get two parachutes? Can I get two? One for one arm, one for the other arm.
Right. Just in case. So yeah, I mean, this is where we're at right now, man. We're probably gonna need booster shots, which I get, and we're probably gonna need a shot every year for the next 10 years, to completely eradicate this thing. Yeah. It's gonna take time for a lot of people to realize it's safe enough to take over the possibility of catching this virus and possibly getting extremely sick or dying or passing on to somebody who can get extremely sick or die from the fact that they got it from you. So
I feel you. And so how about the mask thing? Are we is it a fashion statement yet? Like you got to match your Timbs? You got
well, it became a fashion statement by about July of last year.
Okay.
You see women with the sequins and bedazzled ones, and the cheetah skin and leopard skin matching their outfits. So that's why I didn't throw mine away. I said, man, because I told everybody, I said we're gonna be, even before the vaccines got real popular. I said last year in December, I said we're gonna be in masks until next year of this time in December, and I firmly believe that. I don't think we're gonna get out of the masks until 2022. And that's like around the start, maybe spring of 2022.
Yeah, I needed to go away 2022 because I got big plans for 2024. I learned some dope stuff that's gonna happen, and I'm like, I gotta get this television pilot finished, because if I get this television pilot and what I think is gonna happen on 2024, right, this episode right here, along with everybody else, all of a sudden we're gonna have 10,000 viewers on these episodes, and they're like, oh, that dude, I didn't know he had a show all this goddamn time. Now, but trust me, I got this dope pilot that it's dope. It's fucking dope. That's all.
Okay.
But so how about let me see. You got the what's your thoughts with this? Okay, so you said 2022 is when we're gonna basically get out
Get
of
rid
the
of the mask.
So how about like a lot of people are not going back to their jobs now, especially with this Delta strand. So they're doing the satellite, thing. I mean, do you think that's here to stay? That
I believe so. I think a lot of businesses found out that people can work at home and be just as productive, if not more productive, at the house as opposed to coming into the office. So I think there are going to be certain businesses and companies that are going to, keep that in place, and some probably aren't, but I think they figure a lot of people say they get more work done at home because they don't have to go in and have to travel, the stress of commuting, and then sometimes the stress of your coworker, and maybe even your boss, looking over your shoulder and shit like that, and worried about who's saying what about you in the office. Some people are saying, "I'm at home. I ain't got to worry. My kids are there. Those are my worst critics. They're the only person I got to deal with. Shit, I ain't got to worry about Karen next to me, wondering if I'm doing my job and shit. So a lot of people like it, and they're being again more productive at home because their time is just it's spanned out. You don't have to really like, okay, I got to work and be done by 5. They're like, okay, well I can work and chill and do this and finish by 5, and ain't got to worry about getting on the freeway and going home. I'm saving money in gas and car insurance and what else? Repairs. So I think it's good for a lot of people, and a lot of people started businesses at home while they were working. So some people are like, hey, my business is taking off. Fuck my regular job. I'm about to make this full time and make more money and being my own boss. And I ain't got to stress out on that. So it's worked out. Some stuff's worked out for people. Some stuff hasn't. Just like anything, man. There's pros and cons to everything.
Yeah, my job has shifted. What I do, I used to just work at the window. Then they got me virtual field office for the DMV, and I'm actually working on people's registrations and shit like that online.
Okay.
And it's like, okay. And originally I was like, oh hell no, it's some DMV bullshit. It's gonna be complicated. It's gonna be some shit I hate about it, right? But no, I've actually.
Right.
I'm like, wow, I didn't know that my level of stress comes directly from answering dumb questions from work.
Right.
Asking dumb questions, unthought out dumb questions. Like I had a customer ask me one time, like after I helped him, right? He said, do you know where the parking lot is? I was like, what? The parking lot? 80% of this building is covered with a parking lot. I don't know how you got in this building. Maybe you flew in via helicopter. I just don't understand how you don't know where the parking lot is. And I realized, like, as a teacher, right, I used to tell my kids, there's no such thing as dumb questions. Then when I worked for that department, I realized there's a lot of people that ask a lot of dumbass questions. And I didn't realize, I guess at this age, I'm just like, I don't want to talk about dumb questions. In my 20s, I probably was like, yeah, okay, cool. No problem. Just one dumb question. But then you realize it's too many. It's just too many. And I realized like I was working and I was like, most of my festivity came from that. And I was like, man, maybe this the virtual field office thing is not that bad. I mean, figure out shit, but at the same time, you ain't got the most obtuse, crazy customer coming at you asking something ridiculous. And so I mean, even my patience level has increased. So I was like, maybe this virtual is not that bad of an idea. You know?
Man.
So
a lot of people, it works for them. Some people need, but because a lot of people, and I know some people who are just normal introverts. So they say this was regular for me. This was cool. And see, I'm both. I can be extrovert. I tell everybody, I'm an extroverted introvert. So I can be out and be in at the same time and not trip. So I can be social and be somewhat what we call antisocial, just be chilling by myself. I tell everybody, my best company is myself. That's where I'm at. I'm like, I like hanging out with me. I got no problem with that. So, doing that from the crib, I was like, this is cool, or going in like, okay. But I see why a lot of people are like, hey man, you know what? I need social touch, so to speak. I need to go in and interact with. And some people just naturally like that, and that it makes them do their job better. And a lot of people just like, hey, you know what, man? And some people find out working at home by themselves works better for them. I mean, they thought maybe they might need more social interaction, but they probably like, hey, you know what, man? I'm getting a lot more shit done. My stress level's down.
Yeah.
I can eat. I ain't got to worry about wearing clothes and how people gonna judge me with certain outfits I might have on. All that shit's just gone, man. People like, I'm just gonna put on a nice top and have a meeting and we be done. I'm gonna go watch some TV and shit and and get my work done.
Tie budget that you gotta wear. You gotta have your suit budget, you gotta have your tie budget.
Yeah, man.
Right. Trying to impress
all
people.
That's gone.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, the thing is, okay, I'm a black man, and the thing is, I went to a college that was white. I mean, white, Ivy League type white. And so wrinkle was a fashion statement, okay? We wore the hell out of wrinkle, right? After COVID, motherfucker fell back in the wrinkle. I swear to God, I'd just be like, I don't give a fuck. I'd be like, I'm in the back, ain't nobody seeing me, only work with one other person. This old Hispanic woman, she ain't checking for me. I'm good with that. And I just been like, I want to get there and work.
Right.
Left the fuck alone. Let me go home, work on my shit, and then and then it'd be my time. So the virtual thing is becoming more and more sexy. And I tell everybody, you might want a virtual job. Right. You might want that. Just don't be cold calling motherfuckers, because this spam calling is irritating. So
right.
So and also last question. Okay, if you're vaccinated but become infected with the Delta variant, how likely are you to spread the virus? So
I think they said you have a 25% chance of spreading it.
Yeah, because you got. But actually, my data said they don't have enough data. They just don't have enough of what's going on. And I do extensive research. It was like, I really can't, because the thing is, without research, I have to share, and I got to be honest with it. Like, they said there ain't enough information to know that, that it's passable, or at least you can be reinfected.
Right. So I think that's what surprises us. What's surprising the most out of this entire virus and pandemic, maybe just the virus itself though, is the fact that other people were getting this shit twice.
Yeah.
That freaked me. Then that's when I got scared. Like, oh shit. I got some knowledge on viruses and stuff like that. So when I found out that, I was like, damn. So you don't build up antibodies and shit? That's what the first thing I thought about. Well, damn. Yeah. But then I realized that, well, just like a cold, man. I remember I had a flu for like maybe 3 weeks one time. And just wouldn't go away. I think it was like 2012, 2013. And that was like the longest I've ever been sick, like shit, So when I heard people are getting reinfected, I'm like, fuck, man, that's the scariest shit. Where I was like, whoa. So there's a lot we don't know about this, man. I mean, we're finding out more and more shit, And I think that's what's reckless about a lot of people who don't want to wear their mask. We don't have all the data on this, man. This thing is still, it's still, again, mutating. And once we stop the mutation, that means we learn not all we can, but most of what we can about it. Once we stop the mutation, we kind of can go from there. But until you figure that out, wear your fucking mask, man. I tell everybody, when I'm at the gym, I'll take it down to breathe a little bit, but I'll put it back on, And it's foolhardy of me because I'm vaccinated and I think, okay, well, nothing's gonna happen to me, but still, you learn, you go, okay, let me put this shit back on,
Yeah, I got a mask that is for like those breathing masks, like certain exercise you can use it on. Like the elliptical, I can rock the shit out of that mask and be all right. But it helps you with your lung capacity and breathe deeply. Now, when I try to use that damn mask on the row machine, that's fucking different. No, I felt like I was about to die. So I was like, no, can't use the mask on the row machine. Just make sure ain't nobody around you. But the elliptical, the bikes, I can use that on. But that row machine, you need I felt like I was about to suffocate. I couldn't do it. But I just want this to be over, because I want to get into the rhythm of going to the gym, because the gym is just very it's a necessity, especially in LA. It's a necessity because you go out there, get a good sweat, like damn, I feel kind of sexy. You feel like you feel empowered and shit. Like, okay, cool, I'm gonna do this again. It's gonna be good.
Right.
But you stuck outside. I mean, you stuck in the house. You like, damn, like, you know, look
Right.
like I got to work on my personality because the body gonna go to shit. Work on it.
Yeah, man.
So we coming down to the end of the episode, and so Charles, so I gotta ask the question that's on a lot of people's mind. Okay, right? You already know the question I'm gonna ask. Battle of the sexes. Battle of sexes. So
I have no idea what you're about to ask.
I don't know. When we gonna get a new one? When we gonna get one?
Man, when we get a hold of this damn virus, I mean, we were close to like knocking this out for the most part, man. But you know, we got that's the first domino has to fall is the safetyness of being out in a crowd. You know, even for outdoors. You know, that's the first thing has to fall. It's the first domino. The second one is I have to find a location that's conducive for how we do the Battle of the Sexes. Like I said, if anybody out there knows any black-owned restaurants in the LA area, that doesn't necessarily be directly in LA, it could be in the surrounding counties. Hit us up at LA Battle of the Sexes on Facebook. And again, it's a trade-off. We don't charge people, but we bring you customers. So we don't get paid, but you get paid. As long as we get a good space and stuff and do it like that. And then we could do some more, man. I mean, like I said, the last one was before Trump got in office. So
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we can still do it maybe at the spot in Pasadena, but I haven't talked to Una in over like 3 years. So I don't know. I got to contact her and see what's going on.
Okay. So how can people meet? You said, and what other things did we do? Because we coming down to the end, and I want people to know everything you do, and then I'll do my exit. So what else?
Yeah, we got the Urban Hiking Club that we need to start that back up since weather's getting good, and I saw you post a couple of pictures or a few pictures when you went. I was like, oh, we need to start that back up.
I'm back up. I did my first one. I got 9 more to go this season before the end of the year because I was like. I got 4.5 miles. I felt good as hell. I was like, okay. I felt kind of sexy. I'm like, oh shit, I could do this again.
Yeah, man, post that so everybody can kind of get together. We can do that. I want to start a urban biking club. Where people get on their bikes and we can ride. Now motorcycles. Don't come with a Harley and shit. We ain't doing all that. Talk about pedals where we perpetuate the motion, not an engine. I want to do that. Get more black folk out there biking, or whoever wants to show up. But mainly my black folk. Of course. Let's see what else. We still got to do another poetry thing. We got to wait. Once we get the Battle of the Sexes going on, I think all this stuff's gonna fall into place because we'll always have a built-in audience to do stuff like that. Shit, man.
But you got to do a wine tasting one. Like you got to do a wine tasting Battle of Sexes.
Man, if I do a wine tasting, it'll be on a wine tasting trip down to Temecula. Okay. And we'll do it on the bus. We'll get a bus and we'll sit the men on one side and the women on the other side and go at it. Okay. I would love to do that, man. Again, if anybody knows any bus cats that that do certain ventures like that, LA Battle of the Sexes on Facebook, hit us up. Let us know what you got in your pocket so we can see if your pocket is worth talking with.
And I am your host, Karima J. Spear, y'all. AKA K2. If you like our stuff, hit us up, subscribe, share, hit the thumbs up, just share, and also check out the website. Check out the website I got built for the show. It's a dope website. I just need y'all to like it because I think it's dope and I put a lot of money into it and it's professional. Not no Karim's handy too. I actually got a person to build me a dope website and I want people to see it. So it's Karima Show and Tell, KarimaShowandTell.com. I know it's long, but it's the whole word. Definitely check it out. And again, I'm your host, K2. You can check me out on KarimaShowandTell.com and also my personal website, KarimaSpear.com. That's my filmmaking site. I'm telling you, I got some dope material, so don't sleep on me, because later on you can be like, oh yeah, I didn't know his show was so dope that I wish I had to slept on Chocolate Chuck and the rest of I'm telling y'all the truth. So I want to thank my guest, Chocolate Chuck, aka the original Heavy, for all the great times and all the laughter. The next episode, write this down, people, is August the 5th. That's next Thursday. That's next Thursday. So write that down. Next Thursday, I'm a broadcast at 10 p.m. So we're going to shoot it at 8:30, 9:30, and then I'm going to hopefully be uploaded by 10:30. So anyway, Karim is a great show, y'all. Karima J. Spear, Karima Show and Tell is a great show. So please, please, please go tell somebody. Until next time, peace.